something that won't take an hour, Space Channel 5.
Hells yes! Okay. I fucking love this game. I mean, y'all know my love of rhythm games, despite the fact that I won't stream them, but because I can't, but like, rhythm games are my jam, and Space Channel 5 is definitely one of those. That's like, hells yeah.
Hells yeah.
It's such an interesting thing, because everything, like, the battle system itself is, it's like a rhythm battler in a weird way.
Well, Ula is still relevant in Sega as well. Like, in crossover games...
That's true. Ula's everywhere.
Ula is always in whatever crossover game they can get for it.
And that shows. That shows how much of an impact Space Channel 5 had. And Space Channel 5 is another one of those things that has, like, that if you look hard enough, you'll find a hidden cult following in there.
Oh yeah, and it's a very lovable thing.
Absolutely. The world that it sets up is super interesting, and not what you'd think from a game called Space Channel 5.
You're a reporter who's essentially stopping an alien invasion.
Yeah, legitimately, with the power of rhythm. Like, who would think that?
And the better you do, the more people follow you, the more people get better at helping you.
You know, it's kind of funny. You could almost say that your approval rating goes up the more fans you have. A Persona 5.
It's very lovable.
It's very, very lovable.
It only has 2 games, but you know what? Both of those games are great.
Yeah.
Fact.
I would say mid B.
Mid B? I would say bottom A.
I'd say A too, actually. So, let's compromise and go bottom of A. That's just fun.
It's fun, it's charming, it's pretty beautiful, honestly.
Seriously.
Right, Space Harrier, what is this?
Space Harrier. I feel like I know this, but I don't.
There was one game I'm really trying to think of that was on the Genesis. It was like a Western shooter kind of game. And
Oh, I know what this is. I played this in a different game.
Huh. Nope. No.
I did not enjoy it. It's arcadey. It has that fake 3D effect that makes me dizzy.
Oh, I think I've heard people talk about this before, but like...
So it's Sonic CD Special Stage, the game.
Well, you can take a quick look at some gameplay, and it's very dizzying.
Oh, I can tell. I can tell from pictures alone. I don't want to put myself through watching it.
But like, I played it, and I did not have the most fun because it was very hard to comprehend things. Know what I mean?
Then I guess it's all on you, where you want to
So
put
on
it.
me,
Yeah.
I guess we'll put it in D.
Above or below Billy.
You know what? Billy has his day on this one.
Billy.
Very well.
Billy, don't you lose
So-
my number.
So a long time ago, I talked about a better beat 'em up that Sega has.
Streets
Streets of Rage.
This was the one I was gonna be like, oh, I'll probably ask this to be my S tier. I fucking love Streets of Rage.
Of all the beat 'em ups Sega has, Street and Rage was probably the perfection of the beat 'em up genre for Sega.
I'd
There was
say
like
so.
3,
I mean,
wasn't
it's
there?
still going on, isn't it?
No, don't say that. I love Streets of Rage. The first 3. If there's more than the first 3,
I definitely saw a 4th in there.
probably
In
it wasn't too far.
Streets of Rage 4 was announced and released this fucking year.
No. I hope it's not horrible.
Oh dear. Yeah, no. Anything released in this year in particular, that goes that far back, we were discussing this earlier, has
I don't want Neo Double Dragon.
has the potential to
I
be
thought Neo
awful.
Double Dragon wasn't bad. Oh, am I thinking of a different Double Dragon?
I wasn't a big fan of it personally.
But yeah, let's not really talk about that and just really talk about Streets of Rage in general.
I love Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage is very fun. You got Axel, Blaze, Adam, and Mr. X.
Yep.
Such a fucking of anything, the game is really hammy. It's really 90s. It's in your face. It's what Sonic tried to be. It is so fun.
Hey.
I say that as if it was the only characters in the thing. That was just Streets of Rage 1. I remember Streets of Rage 2, I'd only play as like Eddie. He was like the skater guy.
Oh yeah, he was like the Kid Appeal character.
Yeah, but he had like head spins and stuff, and I thought that was really fucking cool. And
Each character feels unique. Like, it's not the best beat 'em up because
No, but it definitely is a staple.
yes,
it is my favorite beat 'em up.
Like I would say, if I probably enjoyed Final Fight more, but
That's fair.
Streets of Rage has its place, and its place on this list because of how it perfected the bloody beat 'em up genre for Sega. It only can be an S.
Yeah.
So, S it is then. Where do we put it in terms of S's?
I say right below Crazy Taxi.
Oh, no,
Putting it above
I'd say
Knights, eh?
I'd put it at bottom of S.
Bottom
as much
of
as I love it.
Okay, okay.
All right.
Because the reason we're putting it up there because of how innovative it was. I feel like Puyo Puyo was more innovative.
That's a game that made me wait so many times.
Super Monkey Ball.
Super Monkey Ball, eh? That made
This game is infuriating.
that was the one that broke your back. That was the one. That's interesting.
Dude, you are at the very end, you accidentally misclick, you stomp it down, you lose everything, you have to start all the fuck over again.
I think the
And you have to move the stage, which is so hard to coordinate sometimes when you can't control the ball.
I really like that though.
It's all about, well, actually, this was the kind of thing where, this reminds me, this kind of was a precursor to,
Sad was there. I played this game so many times in the groups. I hated it because I had such a hard time. Like, I don't hate the game, but I hated playing it at times.
and you know, I actually had an easier time at this, despite the fact that I hated a lot of things that were similar to it, particularly if y'all recall my rage when it came to like those stupid apparatuses in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But like, I actually found Super Monkey Ball a little easier to deal with. I mean, that's just me. But I didn't actually mind it as much as I did other things.
It's a game that made me salty every now and then.
Yeah.
Oh, that can't be right. Hold on.
What's it? So where would we put this?
I also want to point out that you ever see that one YouTube video of that one guy? It lasts like an hour and a half long of the guy trying to figure out who the announcer was from Super Monkey Ball.
Wait, what?
And it was like this. Yeah, no, there was like an hour, like a big crusade that went on for like months to figure out who the fuck is the announcer in Super Monkey Ball, because it was never announced.
He wasn't credited?
He wasn't credited, no.
Oh
and
shit.
Like, and he was like, oh, I recognize this voice so much, but who is it? And then they found like a bunch of suspects. It turns out it wasn't them. Well, like, I think he ended up finding the guy in the end, but it was like a guy living in Japan who was an English voice actor.
Super Monkey Ball. When you type in Super Monkey Ball, that's one of the first things that pops up.
Yeah.
So, guys, where would we put Super Monkey Ball? Because
Below Altered Beast.
so low.
You're still putting it in A tier, eh?
Yes.
All
I
right.
I really like it.
of B, but what do you think, Chad?
I was gonna put it either top of B or bottom of A.
Well, then I guess in that case it's just bottom of A, isn't it?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can go with that.
I honestly, yeah, I didn't hate it as much as Jag did. I actually quite enjoyed it compared to more.
Well, here's the thing. I did enjoy it, but
Yeah,
you were there during.
it gave you salt. I understand. Yes.
You were there during the time when we were playing it, and I was in hell.
Yeah, this was one of those games where I was definitely better at it.
And here's the thing. At least you were the ones that were still there by the end of the playing. Because a lot of people went out and did other things while I was struggling.
Mm-hmm. And struggle you did.
I did get to the end of the stages, not of the game, because we didn't play that long.
Yeah.
But it took me a long time.
I wonder how Bug is doing down there. What is this game?
Valkyria Chronicles, huh? You're asking somebody who knows JRPGs what a JRPG is?
Yes.
I actually haven't
That's why
played
I
this
asked.
one, so I'm curious of your opinion too.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright, the Valkyria Chronicles series is essentially, it's turn-based kind of real-time strategy-ish. So you're playing in a fantasy World War II setting,
Okay.
and you are playing with your army characters. You move each individual unit on the stage, and if you are in the enemy sight, they will fire at you. It's that type of game.
Okay.
So you have to be very strategic. Don't have your party out in the open. And oh yeah, permadeath was in the first game.
Oh my.
That reminds me of something. Hold on. I think I'm in this game. No, hold on. Hearing permadeath RPG, that all clicked into one thing, and I'm like, could you revive someone with feathers?
Oh,
I
I've seen this game before. I haven't played it, but my previous roommate did.
Valkyria Chronicles.
I think I liked the look of this game. I think it was a very interesting take on the genre as a whole.
And it has 4 different games, and all the games. So here's the sad thing about this game. The first game came out, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Second game was a PSP game, and it came out towards the death of the PSP in the US.
Okay.
The third game
As it
was also a PSP game and was never released to North America.
Ooh.
Thank God we have fan translators. Because they... I don't know what group did this, but they essentially released a mod of the game where you can play it translated.
Okay.
And PSP games are easy to emulate.
Yes, indeed.
Interesting.
By City Stories.
But Valkyria Chronicles has 4 games, actually 5 games. One that's an action RPG that everybody hated but me, but but it's a very fun series. There's lots of characters. I could go on for a while. I would probably recommend either the 4th or 4th game for anyone who's interested in the games.
Okay, so where would you place it overall?
I would possibly put it in A.
Okay.
What about?
I'll put it in front of Jet Set Radio myself.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay.
All right.
I almost want to put it top of Fantasy Star, but I think Fantasy Star did more.
That's fair.
That's fair. Okay.
I don't even know what this next one is.
So how many
I
Yama
do!
rock with Vectorman? Yo. This game I played the first two on the Genesis. I think it was on the first 3D games on the 2.5D.
2.5D, kind of. It had that 3D look to it,
But it was completely 2D.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
It was so much fun. I loved this. It was so interesting going through it. Like, good gravy. And it's weird to think of, despite like considering it doesn't look at first glance like it would be much of anything.
Oh, I seen this game. I never played it.
Oh, I fucking loved it. Vectorman was such a cool design. And
It's a cool design, but it's almost unmemorable.
I disagree.
Not if you've played it.
Yeah, honestly, I remember this game quite vividly.
All right, I remember I never played it, so I have almost no say here.
Yeah.
Like, in a market of 2D sprite-based games, when you look at this game, like, it will not leave your mind for ages.
Absolutely.
There's not like that much character into it, but the visual charm is enough to hook you, and the gameplay is there.
Mm-hmm. And the
you
gameplay
interested.
definitely sits too. It's freaking great.
It is fun to this day.
Yeah, legit. I could go back and play this, and it would still probably be just as awesome. I remember spending hours, like, every day trying to get this particular, trying to get through it, and oh my gosh, like, this was a fun thing to do.
It was a difficult game.
It was. Oh, it wasn't. It was no slouch. There was some really difficult things about it.
The only complaint I'd have about it is, like, the second game is extremely similar to the first, to the point where it's very difficult to distinguish the two.
I can kind of see that, considering I actually played the second one first.
I played the first one first. I
As
played them around the same time. I got them both at the same time.
Yeah, I actually played the first one after the fact, but it was definitely, I can see what you're saying, but I really enjoyed the atmosphere of both of them.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really cool kind of thing, despite you're playing as this dude on a trash barge. It's like, doesn't really look like much. And then you see the kind of cool shit that he can do. And it's like, okay, I'm with it. I'm definitely for it.
So where are you guys putting it?
Above Alex Kidd, personally.
I would definitely agree.
Okay. Now, while you guys are talking, I was looking at what Virtua Cop was.
Okay.
It's one of those arcade light gun games.
Okay.
You know, I'm kind of disappointed Virtua Cop made it here instead of... when we finish this, there's like 3 or 4 games that didn't make it that I want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Me too. I have a couple games I'm going to bring up.
Well, tell us about Virtua Cop, because I don't think any of us have played it.
It looks like a generic light gun game.
So we just say...
It looks like House of the Dead without the personality.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Like, take a look at pictures, you see what I'm saying.
So do we put it in haven't played or want to play, or do we go Bugruto?
Well, we rated haven't played and want to play it specifically. It's not just want to play it, because I don't think it's as bad as Boguto, because...
It's at the bottom of want to play, because I don't think anyone wants to play it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's no Boguto.
The other two in want to play, we want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's just House of the Dead, it'll still be like a C, not a D.
Yeah, but
that's fair. So I haven't played any of these next 3, so I'm gonna go to the washroom while y'all discuss it.
All right.
So
I
shall.
Virtua Fighter. So.
I will be right back.
Virtua Fighter is a great fighting game.
I've played 1, 2, 4, and 5. I haven't played the third one. Virtua Fighter.
I played them. I played them all. I even played the characters in Dead or Alive 5 because they appeared in Dead or Alive 5 as well.
Which ones?
Which characters?
Yeah.
I think half of the cast actually.
Oh god. Well, in fairness, the Virtua Fighter cast isn't particularly huge.
That's a second. I'm just going to. But yeah, Virtua Fighter is a classic. Like, it starts off janky, but it becomes one of the most technically proficient 3D fighters, I would argue.
Oh, absolutely. Like
there's a lot. Like, by the time 3, 4, and 5 come out, there's a lot of things you kind of have to memorize to even be good at the games.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
all the characters have very specific movesets that are hard to learn, but once you master them, you feel like a god.
Each different character has a completely different fighting style. Like, I'll pull up some, for example, like, Kagemaru has a... Oh god, that I probably shouldn't have picked that one. Hagakure Ryu Jujitsu. Or my main, for example, Jackie Bryan has Jet Kundo, which is Jet Li's fighting style.
Yep.
I feel like this game is the best game to have the idea of...
Alright, so... Wait. Dead or Alive had Akira, Sarah, Peachin, and Jackie.
Sarah who and Jackie?
Yes, Jackie's sister, Sarah.
No. Who'd you say in between Sarah and Jackie?
Peachin.
Ah,
Peachin.
okay.
The one...
Yeah. The one who does Mizongi. I know the one you're on about.
So yeah, so these characters, even if the games are not getting as much love, they're still getting love one way or another.
Honestly, I feel like this is like a better 3D Street Fighter in the way like the games are designed.
Well, I wouldn't say it's better than Tekken, but it's a very good fighting game.
I mean, I'd prefer to play Virtua Fighter 5 over Tekken. The only Tekken I'd rather play than Virtua Fighter 5 is Tekken Tag Team.
Oh yeah, but I think Tekken. Here's the thing about Virtua Fighter: it's not a game that you can just put down, pick up the controller and play. You have to learn how to play it. And Tekken, you can pick up the controller and play, and that's a very important thing to think about.
The thing is like, I would say this game is the game that pioneered the idea of having a main character. Like a player having a main character.
Oh yeah, you this isn't a game that you can pick. This game does not have a random button for a reason.
Yeah, no, like once you pick a character, I'm like you just see how they feel.
And now here's a funny thing. This game actually has an RPG version of it as well.
Virtua Fighter or?
No, Virtua Quest.
Oh.
Where you play as a generic RPG character and you are in a virtual world where you are learning how to fight and you find the main characters of the game and you learn their moves. So it even has a goofy RPG side game.
Honestly, this game is full of personality as well.
Oh yeah, and each character stands out.
Absolutely. Each character has a reason for being there as well. Like, there's no filler spots.
Well, the one downside, unlike a lot of other fighting games with this arcade style, it really doesn't have its own story. Like, there's no story mode, so when you beat the campaign, there's no character endings.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a knock against it, because even if they're nonsensical, it'd be cool to get that little CG reward after beating the game, right?
Yeah, but there is also one thing it has going for it is the character interactions between two characters. Like before a fight, you get to pick up a little bit of extra lore, who's connected to who, how are they doing, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, And this is one of those games that you need the instruction manual to understand what's going on.
Yeah, but
Like when I was playing Virtua Fighter 4, the instruction manual told you who won Virtua Fighter 3 and what happened with where each person placed and what each person knew goal for Virtua Fighter 4.
who won Virtua Fighter 3?
I think it was Kagi.
You know what? Nice. Good for him. Bring it home for Japan.
So what are we deciding for this one?
Oh, so
Oh, hello there.
I'm thinking it has to be A tier.
I wouldn't say. I might say yes.
Well, we've been kind of putting like each genre as a champion for each genre.
I mean, in a sense, yeah.
So what are you thinking? So are
I'd
you
say top of A.
top of A?
Yeah.
Behind Fantasy Star, I say.
Sure.
Do we? Okay.
I haven't played Virtua Striker,
Nor have I.
Alright.
so just put it in haven't played.
Yeah.
And I've only
Just,
played-
I gotta see what it is first.
Yeah, we've done that service with the rest of them here,
That it's only fair.
despite the fact that it looks like it would be a generic soccer game, which it looks like it all right.
God. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God. I was hoping it was like an arcadey soccer game.
Nope.
This is not arcadey at all.
If you're not arcadey, you can't exist in today's climate due to FIFA.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah. Not even Wolf. Alright, Virtua Tennis.
I've only played one Virtua Tennis game, and I had a fun time with it. It's not arcadey. It's
I think I have some of these actually.
it's okay.
It looks like a fairly standard tennis game.
It looks like very
Yeah.
sad tennis.
I would put it at the bottom of C.
Alright.
Okay. Okay, Jag, this is your territory, so I'm gonna leave you the floor here.
You guys were waiting for my S tier, right? Oh, God, I was thinking judgment. This is a sad moment, guys.
It's the meme, mate. I'll tell. we'll find it
anyway.
later.
Yakuza kind of blew up into a much bigger thing recently. But Yakuza has been existing for a long time. I played it on the PS2, where one of the characters was actually voiced by Mark Hamill.
Huh. What a weird choice, but
Majima was. I don't. But I'm the one who's played Yakuza, so anyways.
yeah.
Oh boy, I'm happy. I'm supposed. Looking at the JRPG list, I'm surprised Yakuza's not there because Yakuza is one of the most, right now, popular JRPGs out there because everybody's playing them. It's one of those games that, if you're not a fan of the genre, it's easy to. Here's the thing: this is my JRPG conversion game. I have coworkers who said they didn't like JRPGs. I let them borrow Yakuza 0, and they are now fans of the genre.
Beautiful.
The reason it is it's a game that almost, especially Yakuza 0, all of them nowadays, but you can pick up. The story is self-contained enough. There's references for you, those who played the other games, but it's also a little bit of a love letter to Sega because you can actually play Virtua Fighter, some of the old Virtua Fighters, Fantasy Zone. Like when I said I played some of these games on a game, it was on Yakuza. You can
It
play a
seems
lot
like
of
it's so
arcade-
extensive, like in how it is a love letter to Sega. I actually really want to play it.
Dude, when you play it, you have to have me on as a guest because there's so much to talk about.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But anyways, Yakuza is one of those games that kind of transcends its own genre because I feel like everybody, like nowadays, a lot of gamers, like you see a lot, if you look at streams, people are still streaming this game. People are still playing this game.
Oh
and
yes, absolutely.
It's a pretty big game. Hell, Fist of the North, the people who did the Yakuza team did a Fist of the North Star game in the Yakuza style.
God damn.
Wait, really?
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Was it?
Fist of the North Star Forgotten Paradise. It's a Yakuza game with Fist of the North Star paint on it.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool.
So, obviously I'm going to put it at S, but I almost will argue top of S because it's a game that's like, it has went on top of everything it could have possibly been. And here's the thing, it's still changing. The most recent game, Like a Dragon, has come out in turn-based format, just because they know they can get away with it as well. It's bringing back turn-based combat somehow.
I love turn-based combat. I love that song. That's why I love Pokemon.
Hells yeah, boy.
So yeah, Yakuza, it has 6 main games. It has the Fist of the North Star spin-off. It has actually two side games that takes place in the samurai era, only in Japan for now. But rumor has it that those might be released as enhanced ports eventually to North America as well. So that'll be cool if that ever happens. It has Like a Dragon. It has Project Judgment, where you are in the same universe, but you're playing as a detective rather than a person connected to the Yakuza. So the series has just exploded over the last few years.
Well, clearly, you can't go anywhere without seeing it these days.
It's funny because this series almost got cancelled.
Oh, really?
Yes. To the point that they were getting desperate. They released the game wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. They released a zombie game to try to appeal to the Western audiences.
Oh dear, no!
Okay, in fairness, Red Dead Redemption did the same thing, and Undead Nightmare is actually really fun. It can work.
Well, all the characters were fighting with guns, and Yakuza is not about fighting with guns.
Yeah.
Well, that was their mistake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jump in the shark.
But
Oh no, the zombies are fine. Just you can get a lot more.
It got so bad, guys, that after that, the only releases were digital only. To the point that the series almost Zero almost did not come to the West, but once it did, the franchise blew up in the West like it never has been. And now all the first 2 games have been completely remade for PS4, so anyone can play them. And they pretty much re-released all the games, and people have played it all, and they love this series. It's a series that was at the bottom, and now
it's here.
It's clearly at the top.
Well, yes, anything that makes it into meme culture is legendary to some degree, and I think there's a lot of people who are getting into it now because of that meme culture. So, like, that certainly helps with that. That's no slouch.
Because I wouldn't argue for top of S unless it didn't went through that great redemption arc, really. Because it's going to be a series that nobody would know, and then it transcended, and yes, it even became a meme, and people are playing the game, and more things are coming out of it, because this game is a love letter to everything.
That's pretty amazing.
Like, the side quest that you go, is that what I think it is? And then I have to go, yes, it is.
Hells yeah. Alright.
I know I'm the one who played the game, but do you guys have anything to say on Yakuza?
I would.
I mean, I know bits and pieces about it from what you've been saying, and from what one of my roommates is a huge fan of it too. So I have a lot of secondhand knowledge of it, and then of course there's the meme culture behind it, which I'm steeped in. But there's like, it's all secondhand knowledge, and I really want more of that firsthand knowledge. So it's definitely on my want to play list.
Do we start with 1 or 0?
0.
Okay, that's a resounding 0. Okay.
Now here's why. Because 1 has 0 came out, and then they re-released 1 with more references to 0.
Ah, interesting.
And I don't think you'll be going down to play the PS2 ones. You play the PS4 remakes of 1 and 2, obviously.
I see.
So you would easily start from 0.
Okay.
Sounds
It's the
good.
easiest way to get into the series.
Nice. So while you were ranting and raving about that, I've done what you did, and I looked up. I was watching gameplay of Zaxxon here. It seems like it's weird. It's an isometric shmup.
Wait, what? Now I have to see what this looks like.
Yeah, the perspective looks
What
very
the fuck?
skewed, and it looks very janky.
The fuck?
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Its perspective looks so
I didn't
bizarre.
know Bug would have a friend.
What?
yeah.
This looks so unappealing.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, we're shmup lovers here, but like this isometric style like looks like it's completely weird, and you wouldn't get used to the perspective of it. You see what I'm saying?
So
Yeah.
are you putting it with Bug then?
I'm putting it in Bugruto tier.
It's not.
Bugruton.
But which one would you want to play less? That or Bug?
Bugruton.
Well, actually, I would probably give Zaxxon a try before Bug.
Okay. So that's the list. Holy hell, this is actually a really good list.
But there are 2 games that are missing.
Before we talk about honorable mentions, the top of the list is probably the most tops we have, and I think we agree with all of them.
And here's the thing, too. You notice with these Sega games that most of our stuff is in the higher tiers. Sega has barely had some real stinkers. Like they've had some bad ones, they've had some confusing ones, but for the most part, they're pretty fucking big hits as a company. At least they were.
Until they stopped making games.
They're still making Yakuza.
Well, yeah, they're making Yakuza
Yeah.
and Wonder Game? A lot of these games came out around the same time at the start.
Yeah, they're not making as many.
Not nearly
Yeah.
as much, yeah.
But I had to say, Sega clearly has some quality because we only have a few games, and some of the games I didn't have in play territory would probably been in A or B, maybe even S.
Legit.
Me as a football lover, probably Virtua Striker probably would have been up there as well.
Yeah, maybe even that. But I could see Panzer Dragoon and Rez both being probably A's if we actually played them. Because I looked at those games and I'm like, I would love this. I would play the shit out of this.
No, didn't we all have a really good time looking back at Sega's Bellissimo?
Absolutely.
But we're not done because I have an honorable mention, but I'll let Sen go first.
Okay, so one of the big ones, it's not a big series, but it's a big game that I love with all my heart. It's the Bonanza Brothers. And how the game was you controlled this little guy with a little gun, and you'd walk through. There was like 7 levels of it. The main objective was to get every single item. You were a robber, and you had to like steal a bunch of items and either not get caught or eliminate the person before they could kill you. It was kind of like a strategy side-scrolling shooter that was also a stealth game.
Huh.
Which had a little bit of it was really good, and the soundtrack was just, it's like jazzy, bassy, like it's like the entire thing was done with a bass guitar, and it's so good. I love the Bonanza Brothers. And then the other one that I noticed was missing was Samba de Amigo.
Oh yeah.
Surprised it isn't here. I know it's just a rhythm game, but like
I'm
still.
surprised Amigo wasn't here, and I think it'd get at least B from us, because Amigo, it's something that you remember.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
fact that we're bringing it
100%.
up now.
What?
The fact that we're bringing it up now kind of gives it justice too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of the ones that I'm surprised isn't on there, I don't know if either of you played it before, but was a game called Restar.
Yes. Oh, I was gonna mention that too, and then I forgot, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Restar is very fun.
That was such a cute game, and it was
I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah.
Yes. The lightning ball thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That used that it was basically it was a cool little platformer that focused on like grabbing stuff and like using the main character's arms to either like grab onto things and hold on, or to like deal damage, to lift things up, or to like kind of like slingshot yourself. It was really creative.
Yeah. And then there was also did you ever play Flickies?
Yes! Oh my fuck! Flicky was one of those games where fucking I played an embarrassingly long amount of time on, trying to get as far as I could.
I remember I think that's considered a Sonic game, actually.
Well, I could technically, because Flickies and stuff do appear in like a lot of the 2D Sonic games, actually. Like, most notably in pretty much all of the, like, Sonic 1, 2, and 3, and even, like, in Sonic 3D Blast, as weird as it was.
They're a core mechanic in 3D Blast.
Exactly. Well, and it's kind of funny, because Sonic 3D Blast actually has the same kind of mechanics that Flicky does, if you think about it.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? It's the same kind of process.
There was another really good one. It was called Comic Zone.
Fuck yes, Comic Zone. I thought I was the only one on that.
I hated that game.
Oh, seriously? Oh shit.
It kicked me in the face too many times, man.
Oh fuck, I loved the shit out of that. Oh fuck yeah, dude. It was so interesting. And there's multiple paths you could go, like, and there was things. It was such a cool thing. I mastered that game.
And the art style was just beautiful.
Oh, the art style was just mwah.
So I have 2.
Okay.
Rocket Knight Adventures.
Fuck yes! That was the other one. Rocket Knight Adventures, mate. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, it was made by Konami, but it was only ever on the Sega Genesis.
Exactly.
So I just want to bring that up.
Oh yes, absolutely. I fucking loved Rocket Knight Adventures. Both of those games. Fuck yeah.
I know it's a Konami game, but come on. People only be backing it on
if
the
it's only on the Genesis, if it was only on a Sega console, I think it technically Sparkster was also on the SNES, but it was a different version.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
honestly, the Genesis version was superior anyways. Come on.
Yeah.
But what actually is a Sega thing, and only I would know this, obviously. Soccer Wars.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Soccer Wars is a tactical role-playing game where you have mechas and stuff. But also was one of the first JRPG to add dating sim elements, which was really innovative, especially at the time.
Huh.
The reason you have never heard of this game was it was pretty much only in Japan for the longest time. It did not really come to North America till Soccer Was So Long My Love for the Wii, and that's a Wii game.
Yeah, and one can only expect that to be so good, yeah.
Oh, it's a great game. But nobody was looking for it. It recently got a soft reboot where it goes more action-y, but this series, its presence is still felt because games where you focus on relationships have become some of the most popular RPGs, right, Persona?
Yeah, exactly.
And recently, Soccer Wars, the very first game, got a fan translation. It took years for that to happen, but that's also something cool to mention.
That's pretty cool. Hells yeah.
And from right here, they're planning to work on the other 3 games that were never, because it was on the Sega Saturn, and it was weird that this game has never came to North America because during the time it was coming out, this was when RPGs were really popular.
So I wonder why they skipped on it.
Maybe they didn't think the Danes in Melbourne would cross over well to Western markets. That's my best guess.
Maybe not, but who knows? Doki Doki Literature Club blew up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think with those additions that we mentioned,
I have one more. Have any of you ever played Kid Chameleon?
How can I forget about Kid Chameleon?
Kid Chameleon.
Oh, fuck yeah! Oh, I spent so long on that game, going through every single possible route, traversing every single elsewhere, finding every secret. Oh goodness! Kid fucking Chameleon!
Basically, it was like, you play as this kid, and in this world there's like a virtual game. Like, you stand in and it's like a big virtual room, but the main boss was capturing the kids. So you, badass Kid Chameleon, leather coat and all, this is the 90s, baby.
It's kind of...
You fucking roll in, and then you're going through all these different paths. You have like, it's like a bit of exploration, but it's a side-scroller also. It's so good.
Oh, yeah. And you you collect these helmets that change your figure into something completely different, giving you a completely different set of abilities. And you also have like hidden abilities that you can use if you've collected enough crystals. Oh,
honestly, such a good character.
Good fucking thing. It was like a voluntary isekai.
I think there's not much more. We got probably everything Sega had and even more than it had.
Absolutely. And but this is the thing that I was saying earlier. We have such fond memories of these games. Like there's rarely stuff that we can say that we've hated.
Look at some of the things onto this list. A lot of these things haven't really had anything new in a long time.
Exactly.
Some have had iterations, spiritual successors, references, but nothing insane.
Absolutely.
Like the last Shinobi game was 2005.
Mm-hmm.
And Shadow 5, was that 2000?
I believe so.
Super Monkey Ball has way more games than you think it does.
I actually know.
You probably have some mobiles and stuff, but
games.
What's it? There is a lot of these things that have been,
and some of those games, and some of these games, they got Crash and Born with, like Golden Axe, Crash and Born.
And we even still.
Some would argue Shenmue.
Yeah, and even still, those are still stuff we've put in B tier. Like the worst of the worst are like very few with Sega.
And here's the thing. Even though Sega isn't as big, one day I'm going to find a way to play Panzer Dragoon and Res because both of those games look sick to me.
Well, apparently they have, like, at least... I'm curious, because Sega has released a lot of HD games.
But yes, this was a much funner list than I expected, honestly.
Hells yeah.
Told you.
Well, we all have such fond memories of Sega because it was a huge
opinions.
part. What's
My
that?
opinions were very. Probably my surprise S tier would probably be Knights this time.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm so happy Knights got out there. I wasn't expecting you guys to be as enthusiastic as I was.
oh man, I wasn't that's the exact thought that I had. I didn't think anybody else would be as enthusiastic as I was about Knights, but holy shit,
Because
yeah.
when I played Knights for the Wii, it took me to another world. I had to play the other game, and I was even more amazed by that.
Knights is our
Exact-
Hajime no Ippo.
Yeah, Knights.
It is our Hajime no Ippo. Holy shit.
Knights would definitely take the Hatano Ippo spot this time. Everything
Yeah.
else I kind of saw coming.
Yeah, everything else I could definitely see coming on here.
I'm surprised he's let me put Puyo Puyo in this.
I'm not
I
too
think-
surprised.
Regardless of whether we liked or hated that one, we have memories of it anyways. And it's like everybody has memories of Puyo Puyo, whether they realize it or not.
So many people don't even realize they played Puyo Puyo.
Exactly.
But if you saw a picture of it, it's like, I've been wondering forever what game that was. Thank
Oh my
you.
god, Dr. Robotnik's mean bean machine.
Precisely. But it's like, but yeah, no, definitely was surprised at Knights the most there. Absolutely so proud that it was.
I was like, I'm going to try to ask for S tier, but I don't think it's going to get it.
No,
only person-
legit, that's a resounding yes from me, dog.
And it was a mostly yes from me as well.
I mean, this is probably the most S's that we've ever had in a tier list like this.
No, this is definitely the most S's we've ever had. We forced in one in the Shonen Jump, so we got 3. And
Well,
then
Emerald
Marvel
Alec
Tennis got 4.
was very early on, so we didn't know where to put him yet.
Even still,
Yeah.
we kind of forced them in there because it was like 2 S's, 10 A's, 25 B's. Goku.
Exactly.
Goku.
And
This
Goku just kind of moving
has
down the
had
list.
more S's than the other 2 combined.
Yeah. Holy
Well,
shit.
Exactly.
With the film one, you could have too many S's because you kind of want to keep a consistent standard. But these are
Oh, absolutely.
franchises. They don't have to precisely be consistent. They have to have something that's special.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
a lot
you
of
can
them
see
do.
here that Sega had a lot that was special. And some of it still is.
But Bayonetta's not very Sega anymore.
No, but
Am I the only one being irked that Sonic the Hedgehog is below Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing?
that is kind of
Not really.
weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. We kind of had to do a whole of Sonic.
Yeah. And that
And the hard part about Sonic is its low points are low.
But the thing is, we don't all
Sonic
agree on what
Boom.
the
We
low
didn't even
points are.
talk about Sonic Boom.
no, we
You just
didn't
didn't let me.
because it was I think it
Well-
was kind of I would
You know,
argue that's more broken than Sonic 06.
It is absolutely more broken than Sonic 06, and it's boring.
Yes.
So yeah, this was a great list. I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Very
This,
long talk, like boys.
this was a romp through history. Yeah. But
Like I think half of the video, anything else, then a straight hour Sonic.
No, it was like only like a half an hour of Sonic. We went through it pretty fast.
I'll actually be able to see when I'm rendering the video. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Then I'll
that.
have to re-render
Yeah,
it.
guys.
Yeah.
This was a very fun list.
Hells yeah.
Hey. Whenever this comes up, hope you guys enjoy it, and then we'll do. For the next one, so have a great time.